Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the wonderful people all over the internet. This is el Tex-Mex Grupero, and we have here un disco de The Force, self-titled album that came out in 1987 originally para disco CBS Hacienda Records. Órale, seems that we can't get enough of Hacienda. But nevertheless, poquito de backstory porque this one's I would say a very rare album in their discography, in my eyes, in my opinion. Pero ni más ni menos, we'll go with the backstory. So the year was 1982. Grupo Más from Brownsville, Texas had a difficult year to be already as it is. After their album Pesado came out, se les salieron 4 músicos, their bass player, drummer, and 2 keyboards. Órale, 2 keyboard players, no. Pues they decided to go their separate ways, and they formed The Force. And más ni menos, they were with Freddie Records. They came out with 3 discos, I believe 3 discos por la compañía Freddie, y pues se le sale el vocalista. Of course, empezaron a salir sus músicos, pues. One of the keyboard players went with Pio Trevino and Magic. Their drummer went back with with Grupo Más, and pues nomás lo que quedaron de aquí del grupo, as you can see the album cover, nomás se quedó el keyboard player, el bass player, que en paz descanse, pues pues ni más ni menos, pues of course, tal vez, I mean, can't really speak much of it considering that Grupo Más had a sax player at that time too, you know, so it's already crazy as it is. So yeah, I know that that time, those first 3 albums, it had a solid, powerful sound that sounded similar to Grupo Más, but on this one I would say it went to a whole new level with sounding really similar to Grupo Más, and well, anyways, this Refine aquí tiene 10 canciones, at least on this version. On the original vinyl version tiene 11 rolas, no más que on this particular track ahí sale a bonus, pero viene siendo un instrumental version, so I'm not really sure that should really be a big concern now, as far as I know, but at least that's just my opinion. But like I said, on this particular version, it has 10 songs, dos cumbias, 1 English ballad, una balada, una canción tipo Latin pop, y el resto son rancheritas. Let's go with this one right here. Starting with the first track, pues, that's the one that I was talking about. It's more of a Latin pop. Pretty good, pretty good rendition, pretty good execution. I want to say most of the album were written by the members of the band, so that's pretty good. I like I don't mind a little bit of covers here and there, but I do like some originality, so that's something that I admire. And this particular album, the only thing that sucks is that the style was way too much Grupo Más, you know. So this first track right here is pretty decent. The vocals are pretty different, obviously, porque pues se le salió the original vocalist. Not sure what he did, but I know that in this particular one, the first album, que participa, Juventino Reyes, I believe that's his name. His vocals are pretty soft, pretty tender. Still acceptable in my opinion. Not the best, but it's still acceptable. Something fresh and juvenile, I would say, pero it's pretty good nevertheless. Será posible, and of course, vamos para No Te Olvides de Mí. and it looks, by the looks of it, looks like they had pretty decent numbers. I guess that was the one that made a lot of noise. No te olvides de mí, a pretty decent song. No más que pues it sounds like too much like Grupo Más. Too much. Nothing really that I could say, I mean, other than pues it sounds just like Grupo Más. And it is, because I mean, for Christ's sakes, salieron más de la mitad de los musicians, so what can I say? I mean, but I really wish that they could have been a little bit more original. But this is just the beginning, so I'm probably thinking out loud a little too much. There's Adiós mi amor, which is a cumbia, again, al estilo de Grupo Más. And this is the first song that you hear with a saxophone. Like I said, nothing original, because Mas already had a saxophone player from 1983. 83 was the year que metieron a Tommy Gonzalez en el grupo. So nothing major, nothing major that I could think of from the song. It's just average, nothing bad. But I do like it though, nevertheless. And then there's Yo Te Amaré, which is in my opinion probably one of my favorite songs out of the album. You know, it blends well with the vocals. I do like the arrangements they did on this song. The strings, everything, the chords was just, it's just beautiful. I do want to say this song should have probably went up there along with No Te Olvides de Mí, but sadly it didn't really make that much traction, so kind of sucks. And then there's Perdóname, Perdóname. Pretty decent song. Pretty good. I like it. It is a little bit more original. It's less of Mas and more of the Force, you know. Can't really speak much. But it's a pretty decent song, I will say. And then there's Este Fue Mi Error, which became a hit with the band. But here's the thing though. Whenever it loads up, because my internet's been pretty crappy lately, but tell me this intro sounds like Cada noche que me acuesto. I swear. Like unless I don't even know where to even start, man. Because literally, while I was listening to this album a few days ago, I was like, yo, this one song sounds just like Cada noche que me acuesto. There's no way in hell. That's gotta be that song. No way. But I mean, I don't know. I really wish they could have started. I wish they could have done the arrangements a little bit different with the intro, but hey, I mean, it ended up being catchy, and I believe this song was covered by Grupo Estrella. I believe on their second or third album. I've heard their version before, but in my opinion, I prefer this one. I like it. And then there's Mi Retirada. Sounds a little bit like Old School Mas, un poquitito, no mucho, pero pretty decent track. Nothing special really. I can't really think of anything that stands out from the rest. And there's Cumbia Playera, decent little cumbia. Again, nothing really special though. That's the thing though. And of course, pretty decent cumbia, like I said. And then there's Loving Is Easy, an English ballad. The vocals are pretty average. Again, nothing really special other than it's just a ballad. You know, so there's that. And then there's Ahora Tú, one of my favorite songs probably my fourth favorite. Honestly, the rest of the album that I don't really dislike, so there's that. But also too, like Ahora Tu is a pretty nice song. I do wish they could have added a little bit more time to it. I remember I put that song on repeat quite often, pero anyways, ahí está. I mean, as availability, bueno, pues as you can see here, ahí está. $125 for the vinyl, hombre. Y ahí está la portada del grupo. El sax player, bass player, que en paz descanse, drummer, keyboard, y ahí está el vocalist. Ahí está la contraportada. So as you can see here, most of their material are original. Something I do like. Nothing bad. Nothing I have against the old school songs that are covered. But I do like I do like the fact that the songwriters, the songwriters end up being the band members. That's what I meant to say. And I thought the credits, something really good, something I really do like is the fact that they include the credits of who participated in the productions, like that. Valentino Reyes, vocalist, sax player Jose Garcia, bass Juan Murillo, que paz descanse, and then misspelled his last name. Pete Munives on the drums, which I believe he ended up with Pio Trevino. There is a video of him with Magic. Bonifacio Diaz, guitar player, good guitar player. I do like his execution on the guitar in this one. And Noel Garcia Jr., which I think at that point he was the band leader. I'm not sure who was the band leader by this point. I'm not sure if it was Noel or Juan. I'm not sure. But yeah, he ended up being the producer and the arranger. So, órale. So ahí está, toda la información de Hacienda Records. At that time, Hacienda and CBS were making moves just for a short time period. I believe CBS were partnering with Discos Joey también de San Antonio. Well, what can I say? Well, other than that, I need to go back to the forest. So what can I say about this album? Well, it's hard to find, as you can tell. I mean, it came out on vinyl and on cassette. I'm not sure if there's any CD versions out there, considering that CBS at that time they were releasing music on CD. But if they did, it's one in a million, sadly. But of course, throughout the years, Discos Hacienda managed to reissue and remaster and re-release their album, which I believe it came out in 2007. But I'm not sure if there are even copies on CD. That's the thing. So there's that. So my opinion on this whole album, it's average, to be honest. Nothing special. I do like that there's originality in this album. So, the arrangements, the songwriting, it's pretty good. But what sucks is that the style was more of a copycat of Grupo Mas. I guess it still lingered with them, considering that, of course, keyboard player and the bass player came from Mas. But other than that, what would I rate this album? I would say a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, I like it. It's pretty, but it's just average. No se sobresalieron. And I guess, like I said, the only songs that made some noise was just No Te Olvides de Mí. Este fue mi error. I mean, pretty decent songs, but the rest of them is just, it didn't make as much noise, sadly. So there's that. Would I still recommend it? I still do. I mean, obviously, to a certain extent, though. Nothing more, nothing less. But like that. Well, this has been The Force's self-titled album, 1987. para discos CBS Hacienda Records. This has been the Tex-Mex Grupero. Y'all have a good one.